But what you think, insulin resistance is reversible. Prediabetes, type 2 diabetes are not conditions you have to live with for the rest of your life. I'm going to share 5 things you can start implementing today to bring your blood glucose back to a healthy range, lose weight, and build muscle mass. I'm Noko, an exercise physiologist and holistic coach. Number 1, limit your intake of carbohydrates. They are the number 1 contributors to insulin resistance. This is how it works. Whenever you consume food, it is broken down in smaller molecules called glucose. Glucose enters your bloodstream to provide energy to your cells. But without insulin, glucose cannot enter your cells. This means that more glucose will trigger more insulin spikes. Over time, your cells are no longer responding to insulin. You have become insulin resistant. Doesn't mean you cannot have any carbohydrates, it means you want to limit them. This brings me to number 2, fibers. This is what happens when you consume fibers at the beginning of your meal. Let's take, for example, a meal that contains pasta and broccoli. This is your glucose response when you start your meal with the pasta first and then the broccoli. If we take the same meal but consume the fibers first, you will have a lower glucose response. Number 3, try to walk after every meal. This image shows you the glucose response after eating a poke bowl. The second image shows you the glucose response after eating a poke bowl followed by a 10-minute walk. If you compare the two glucose responses, you can see that just adding 10-minute walk will lower your glucose response. Number 4, add spices that help improve your insulin resistance, such as cinnamon, rosemary, sage, fenugreek, or ginger. And number 5, build muscle mass. Muscles are like a sponge for glucose. Include at least 3 resistance training workouts per week. To build muscle mass, you need to do 3 to 5 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions. This is the key to build muscle mass. The last 2 to 3 repetitions have to be very challenging. If you feel that you can do 5 more repetitions, you're not lifting heavy enough.